Hey everyone, this is Serge coming to you with another episode of a post-game interview with Team War. Here we have Ste Vortex, our captain of Team War. Hey Steve, how you doing?
Doing good, Kev, mate. All the better for speaking to you.
Lovely, lovely. It's great talking to you, Steve. I miss you. I miss seeing you in person. It sucks that COVID happened and stuff, but it is what it is, right?
Mm, It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So, I want to talk to you. You just came off a victory, 6 back-to-back victories. For a matter of fact, 6, not one, but 6.
Six feet.
How does that feel? Knowing that
That's
you
good.
just won 6 back-to-back.
Yeah, like I didn't think we'd ever beat five from the start of the year.
Oh, I
That's
know,
pretty
right?
good. It's a good feeling, but it's like each one's been a proper graft. I don't think we've had an easy one yet. Like everyone's been a bit different. We've had two big losers runs.
Yeah.
We've had hard winners finals, hard winners semis, in other tournaments. Like it's been a graft. To be fair, we've been pushed to second best of five, but
You still came out on top and you kept fighting,
yeah.
and that's what matters. Last time you and I talked, it was kind of around the time when we brought in, Afro in, and so it was adjusting him into the team. But now that he has 4 back-to-back wins himself, I believe, or 5. His first 5 tournaments with Team War has won all of them. That's crazy. How does the team feel overall? Like, how do you feel about the team right now in its current state?
I think we are probably not at our worst, but I think we've got our hardest. Like the competition's a lot closer. Like the closest it's been to us since we picked them up.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. So, more work needs to be put in, or else, the streak will end.
Wait, so despite us winning 6 back-to-back, you feel we need to put even more work right now? We feel like we're still behind. So what will make Steve happy? Well, tell us what will make Steve actually content where he's at. Is it like just 3-0ing everybody, every team, 3-0ing every team?
I mean, if we played London,
Uh-huh.
ex-London, sorry, Connect Five, they like to be called, and I know we had a lot of momentum to be fair, but like that series and the series before that, the Spanish, like we just played really well. Like I know when we're playing really well, you can feel it, and
Yeah.
just despite it was a 3-0, which is obviously nice. Like if it had been a 3-2 and we're playing well, like I'd be fine with that. It's just like when we feel like I feel like we're behind or maybe didn't deserve to win, like clutched up. I don't like that. I don't like having to clutch up like we did against Traynard. It's not a position you want to put yourself in, and it's not something you should be relying on.
To create that consistency over long term.
Yeah.
And I think that was what you and I talked about with the PD decision to let go of Pete and bring in, our new player. You mentioned that you felt like even though we were winning, it was like coming down to like last second hard points or last round S&Ds. So you felt like you wanted to make that move for that reason, to put us above and beyond, so people are playing catch up with us. Let's talk a little bit on that S&G part. Since then, I feel like there has been like a real rivalry that's built, like between the two of you teams.
Come on, Kev. I've been making memes about SNG for you guys for months now. You ask me every other week. Come on now.
You want to talk about that?
Instantly the rivalry was put on pause. They've took off to America for 2 or 3 months, didn't they? So there was
Right.
that. So obviously it was paused, and like Byron had to leave, nasty.
Yeah.
So we started with Harry, and we had more of a rivalry with like Train Hard and Connect Five, especially when Byron joined Connect Five. We had a
Right.
big rivalry with them until S&G came back, and then the hype was all around us in S&G.
Right.
They just won the last 2, I think, online American
Yeah.
tournaments.
Yeah. They had just won like the first
So
cup.
they were on a streak, we were on a streak. So yeah, it felt quite good to beat them when they got back. And then for me, I think when they dropped Chain, that kind of like that's where it didn't feel like the same. I was playing the same team. Like I don't mean like skill wise or anything. I just mean like the rivalry kind of ended there for me.
Mm.
Obviously, we had a bit of beef like one time on the stream with bids and
Wait, what happened?
whatnot.
What happened on
What
stream?
when I mean, we were both playing the 1Ks on the Saturday. Dave had his
Uh-huh.
stream on, Biz had his stream on, and you just, I don't know, you're just making it out like we were shit and that they're only good online. We only beat them online because of Byron. Like, just
Really?
like,
He said
just like,
that?
no, yeah, he was saying that in his chat. It was just like snidey little
What?
remarks. It was like snidey little remarks. So like, obviously, it pissed me off a bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I said something on Twitter, then he said something on Twitter. Dave got involved. We went in each other, like we went in Bids' chat. I think he just started.
Oh, and
winding
that's
us
when
up
you
at
guys
that
got
point.
banned, right, from his chat? I remember that piece.
No, that was later on. That was, but
Oh, okay.
so we ended up playing them that week and we beat them.
Walk us through what it's like to go into a grand finals for, say, like somebody like me who's never been in this spot. How does it feel when you go into a grand finals and you know you have to beat a team twice? Like, what's going through your mind? How do you prepare for that? How do you prepare your
But-
team for that?
Me and Dave actually have a really good record of being like getting into a final from losers. I think there's only ever been one series, and this is since IW, where like we've got to a final and not took it to a second best of 5.
Oh, really?
Out of about like 7 or 8. Like we somehow always managed to take it to that second best of 5. And the only time was against Connect 5 in one of the home series we lost.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I remember that. We took them. We won that first best of 5. Usually, like, and honestly, it's just like, I feel like it's from the other standpoint of the competition, when you get that first best of 5 taken away from you, especially in a game 5, it's kind of it's a pain in the gut. You're like, you could have closed it out. Now you have to play a whole brand new series, and you don't have that get out of jail card in your back pocket.
mean,
now your
to be
life
fair,
is on the line.
When we've been the ones that have got the grand final through winners, like we have lost a couple of the first series, and then we just come back and seem to 3-0 or 3-1 the next series. It's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure how, like why, but that happened against S&G. It happened against Train Hard, I think.
Yeah, well, I think another thing is, Steve, is like, you know, when you're waiting from that side, I think what you're probably waiting like 2 hours or something before the last time you played was probably like 2 hours ago, right? So I feel like that does play into part. Like you're iced out a little bit, right? So you need a little time to warm up. Maybe that's.
I think the biggest part of like 2 best of 5s is like you have to win one of the first 2 maps, like preferably the first map. Like it's just such a big. If you'd go 0-2 down in the first series, like it takes a lot of mental fortitude to like be able to bring that back, and it's not so much on your part either. Like the other team being 2-0 up, knowing they have another best of 5 as well if they need it. Like mentally,
they're confident.
that's like it's easy to play good when you're comfortable, like when you feel good, and like that's just the way it is.
So how do you have that mental, like, what gets you mentally that strong? Is it just experience of doing this for so long that you have and being in these positions before? Is it like you listen to like
I'd been in a couple
music?
of finals earlier in my career that I just got smoked on, like on AW. Didn't even get it close to a second best of 5, and then after I won my first one, which was on IW, like I think since then I know what it takes, like mentally just going into it to win 2 best of 5s, like just know what it takes, like the energy you need. You just have to be like, you have to be on it, like you have to be ready to go from the moment like you set off. You can't afford a slow start or nothing like that.
So I want to ask you right now, currently with all the teams that are in Europe, how would you rank each and every one of them? Probably like top. Let's do like top 5.
But I'll just do an overall ranking. I would say us, like overall for the last like 2 months, because consistency is key, right? So us,
Right.
Connect 5.
Yeah.
S&G and Train Hard are probably a toss up in terms of the last like.
You
8
put them
weeks.
3-4. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
and then Hixie's team's a solid 5th.
5th. Probably Lou 6.
Potential.
You gotta put Lou in. You should put Lou in there.
Potential to do
You should
better.
put Lou in 6.
I'm not putting new one.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, so let's move on to like champs, and let's talk about
Yo,
Lou.
white.
So you roomed with Lou. How was that experience?
I think
Would you ever room with Lou again?
No, yeah,
Yeah?
I would. I think he was gonna turn gay for me at some point, like the way he was going on. He's constantly looking at me chopper.
Oh my dude, he makes the most jokes out of your package.
No, mate.
He's
I was
convinced.
I was doing these back stretches as well, and he's just staring at me. He's like,
Yeah, boy. Back stretches? What?
nah, cause like I had it at Miami, like them chairs, the chair, like you know the metal chairs,
Yeah, yeah.
like they're so bad for my lower back, and it seizes up. So after what I do is like I'll have a hot shower, but afterwards like I need to stretch it, so I have to go on all fours and stretch my back out, and then just Lou being Lou making these little comments about it.
Oh god. Yeah, if you talk to Lou
Imagine.
about Steve, he'll tell you about his package. Maybe he saw it, maybe he got a glimpse, but he praises it like it's the biggest situation you ever see. Now we're in a situation where every tournament is online. What do you have to say to the people who are putting asterisk next to all these tournament wins and saying like this is all online, this shouldn't count? Like, how do you feel? Because like you know we were doing this before Minnesota, and then we went to Minnesota and we're doing the same thing, right? We took out X amount of teams, and I feel like if we didn't get sick, we probably would have won that event. So, what do you have to say to those people?
Like you have to put an asterisk on it. Like I agree with them. It's just you can't. Like I've seen a few tweets about like oh yeah, then you have to go back and say like this team's won 2Ks, like 5Ks. Like them 2Ks we were winning at the start were not the same. Well, for us, and I'd say for us, it weren't the same feeling as these like Challenger series, these home series.
Yeah.
When there's obviously a lot more money on the line. Obviously, the asterisk is online. Like we've never known off online results before in the past, which is fair enough. And there's nothing we can do about it now. But there's like obviously everyone goes that like little bit harder, and there's more money on the
100%.
line. Like
There's
the
more
more
money.
money, the harder you go. Like champs, no one's entitled to anything at champs. If you've been placing consistently top 8, if you've been like winning, coming second, like us, like for the last 2 months, like you could easily go into that event, and champs, like normal champs, and this champs will be. It's a completely different ball game. Like everyone's just putting everything on the line. There's like there's no entitlement. You're not entitled to any placement. If you don't turn up, then you're gonna get punished, and even by maybe just a team that you should never lose to.
It's gonna happen. I promise you that. Somebody's gonna be upset. Always chances.
And it's even more likely to happen because it's online and the hosting and stuff. So
Yep.
you got like everyone has to be like prepared, and it can't take any series lightly, even if it's like the 20th seed or whatever that might not even be like a proper team or like an unknown team.
Right.
How many times has it happened at champs? Like we just have to be ready.
You have to be ready. I as an amateur player, I don't want you to just focus in on the money, but focus on the opportunity. I think that's something Steve would probably tell you. And as somebody who went to champs at a young age, would tell you like the opportunity is like one of the biggest parts of it, not just the money. So
I think I got it, like on Black Ops 3, like we got it into our heads that we had a chance of winning. Like even though we were probably one of the worst seeded teams there, like I think we knew, we just told ourselves like we can do well here. Like we've got a chance. Like let's just grind and see what happens. Like don't look back and have regrets. Like don't think I could have done more. I wish I'd just grinded a bit more because you've lost last map to a good team or whatever. Like, just do the work, and if it doesn't pay off, then it's whatever. At least you knew. At least you know you couldn't have done any more.
You gave everything you had. Any last advice you would give to an amateur player coming up right now, especially with champs coming around the corner?
If I was in that like regard, I would. If I was an AM player, I'd be getting a team right now and sticking with that team. Maybe's replace a 5th if it needs to be done, but obviously you have one more home series, sorry, 2 more home series, and then after that you're locked in for LCQs and champs if you've got the pro points to qualify for champs. So you can't make any changes then anyways, which I think being forced for some players to not be able to make changes will be a good thing. Right. Even though it might not feel like it for them, like that they actually have to stick, and then it might actually teach them a lesson where oh, I better stick with a team. Like I've stuck with this team. Yeah, we've actually gotten good. We've actually improved,
Right.
rather than having that option to just jump ship all the time. I think that'll do them a lot of good. But yeah, I think getting a team now, getting the team you want, make sure it's got the right composition and just grind, literally just grind together. If you got the pro points, then and you believe in yourselves, then
There we go.
you do well.
I think that's solid advice. I think those roster manias, I think, end up hurting most teams than not. So, again, if you need to make one change or fifth, do it if you think it's the best move. But I think stick to your guts. Stick to the team.
Get a good core.
Mm-hmm.
And then if things don't work out in the next home series, this one coming, that's the only chance you're gonna have to change after that. Then yeah, maybe make a change if you think you have to. But I would be trying to get as much tournament practice as you can together going into this.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for coming on, Steve. I appreciate you coming on and answering my questions. Good luck in this next tournament we have in London. Let's try to like remake for what we did at the last one, which is top 4. So let's try to bring this one home, of course.
Money, 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 money.
I appreciate what you've done for War. I'm excited. The sponsorship stuff is still coming. Much longer than I expected. This is a learning lesson for me. These things don't happen really quickly. It takes time. Lots of review has to happen. Paperwork, all that good stuff. But it's going to happen. I promise you. C has seen a sneak peek of the announcement video already, and he liked it a lot. So I know you guys will love it too. And this is 3 years in the making. So we're super, super excited for this opportunity. And just excited to get that in front of you. We also have War Apparel in the works. And like I said, like whenever we do this kind of stuff, we don't take it lightly. We take our time, make sure it looks fresh so Steve can look good and go out and have some brews with the boys and look fly. Yeah. Get some grand pictures, the vibe. So again, that's coming soon. So we have a lot of stuff coming. And I just want to thank the boys and our staff and everybody who's working on War. We have a lot of great things in the pipeline, and it's all because of you guys. So please follow us. Follow Steve. We'll at his stuff in the when we post this video and stuff, and go show some support. So again, Steve, thank you so much for coming on, and we'll catch you soon. Peace out.
So yeah.